Honestly, a dog could be a better servant.
Might as well be a dog, the way King Windbag treats us.
A dog? What a bowser of an idea!
It is a legend no one will forget. Everybody thought the Super Show was as bad as a Mario cartoon could be. And then, the sequel attacked. Deke was back! With the zaniest danger ever known, even more animation errors. With their useless Mario trivia, Delfino and Peach will watch every single episode and complete the Supershow Saga.
La 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 la. Alright, Mike from WarioWare.
Oh, I love him.
Ha!
I was built to sing.
But you cannot sing.
Hey, Mike sounds beautiful. Excuse me.
I'm not sure about beautiful. Doesn't his Get It Together description say he's bad at singing?
I know. I hate it. It's like, come on, man. Why can't Mike sound great?
I don't know. Isn't the point of karaoke? It's not to sound, but it's just to sing. It's like singing Happy Birthday. No one sings Happy Birthday to sound good.
That's true. It's just like he sings on pitch. It's just he sounds like a robot.
And he's not Hatsune Miku, who's a robot that can sing.
I mean, I imagined he'd sound like, what's his face?
Fred? Stephen Hawking?
No.
You know, his voice
The boy Hatsune Miku.
What? There are many boy Hatsune Mikus.
The one
Kaito?
that does... Yeah, Kaito.
Okay, the blue-haired guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Kaito. He was
Is
released...
there a way to change the icon for the recording?
No. I'm sorry.
They must be owls.
They're not owls, they're bears.
They're bears?
Yes, click on them.
I guess they're bears. Okay.
I can look into changing their faces. Give me a second. Well, with that, why don't you start us off while
Why don't
I mess around with
Hello and welcome to today's episode of Delfino and Peach's Supershow Saga, featuring Delfino Durians and special guest star Peach Supreme.
It's amazing! Peach Supreme with a brand new microphone!
This is the first recording where we're not in the same room.
I know, so we're gonna have to deal with lag. Not us. You, the listener, are gonna have to deal with the lag.
So, sorry if my voice sounds a little rough today. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I think we've got a big problem. I was trying to come up with a dog pun about having a big problem, and it did not come to me.
Oh no. We're really boned in this episode.
No, don't say that. Phrasing. If there's one thing I've learned from this show, if there's one thing I've learned from this show, it's that phrasing is very important.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, things just sound really raunchy. Whoa.
It'll be interesting listening back to this episode.
I know. Change icon.
We've done a couple things since
we've done many things. It's been like a month since I've started school, and I didn't think it could get busier, and it's just getting busier by the week.
My work's been swamped.
Are you at liberty to talk about work? It's been swamped, and you know what else it's been? It's been on fire.
Oh, yes,
literally.
It was on. I guess I could talk about that. The AC broke about a week ago, and so we've been sweating to death every day because there's just no ventilation back in my section of the building. And so finally, after complaining about it enough, the AC guys came in to fix it. But as soon as they fixed it, it started smelling bad, so we pulled the fire alarm and ran out of the building. So that was fun. And so the fire department came and they're like, "Oh, we didn't hear anything. We didn't see anything. So you're good." And so we're like, "Okay." We went in and the smell was gone. So we're like, "I guess it's fine." But the AC was still off because they turned it off just in case. So the next day they came in to fix it again, and it actually caught on fire, and there was smoke coming from the ceiling. Good. Woohoo!
Wee!
Yeah, and we still had to work after that. Good old working for the man. Oh my gosh. So not only did we have to work in the insane heat, but it also smelled like burnt rubber.
I thought you were gonna say
not a great smell.
I thought you were gonna say it smelled like ass.
It did.
It's one of the many smells that it has. Burnt rubber.
I don't know. People were like, "It smells like a campfire," and I'm like, "I've smelled campfires that smell better than this."
Maybe. I'm the kind of person who I have a certain fondness for bad smells. What was that zipping noise?
There was a zipping noise?
Yeah, it was like
I don't know. I get to
maybe-
sit in my comfy chair today.
Listen, you act like sitting in a
I'm
comfy
not-
chair when
I'm
we
not
were recording.
Forced to sit in the wooden chair.
You say that like the wooden chair was built poorly.
I'm just saying I can recline now because I
Guess
have a
what?
headset.
I'm even better. I get the rocking chair.
Ooh, that is nice.
I love the rocking chair, except when I go too far back and I almost fall over. But what was I saying? I was saying something about what was I talking about before
I don't know. Let's switch topics. Work sucks.
Oh, no, I remember. It was that I kind of like some unpleasant smells. Like whenever it gets really rainy and it smells like fish, most people are like, "Ew, it smells like fish."
Oh, I love the smell of
I
wet
love
leaves.
the smell of fish. It reminds me when we were back on the pond with Papa
Mhm.
in the fishing pond. I always
Aw.
think of that. Or it's like nail polish remover. Ooh,
I love the smell of rain.
I could
It's
really
very
huff some
smelly.
nail polish remover.
All right then.
I don't do it. I'm sorry. And that's how you make crystal meth.
In other news, I've been playing a lot of WarioWare Get It Together.
And I haven't because we only got one copy and we live apart from each other. So I don't get to play it until fall break.
Boo. Well, I've been unlocking all the costumes for you, so
Okay, good.
hopefully we'll have lots of fun costumes. I got everybody to level 15, which unlocks all of the secret art.
How is that secret art?
It's very nice. Very good, very nice.
Spoilers, I guess, for WarioWare Get It Together.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Maybe some people are worried about. Faz was sad that we spoiled a Pokemon movie for him in the previous episode.
I don't even remember what we were talking about. Then it's like, oh, I guess I did kind of spoil that movie. That sucks.
Because they go to space.
Okay, you didn't have to spoil it again.
I'm doing it again. There's no point.
Because it was that dumb.
Yes. So, but spoilers for that. I find the artwork, it's kind of all over the place. There's no real, I'm not even a chronological person, but I'll look at the artwork and I go, when's this? What's the context? When's this one?
I just like Coco Sack's artwork. It's so good.
Well,
I really love all the Jimmy T artwork. I wasn't expecting to like it that much, but he just
Well,
looks so fabulous.
He's a cat man. In the one picture when he's given the umbrella to
He's
the
got
kitty.
all of these great outfits that he just nails.
Reminds me, he got a new wardrobe in his tiny cutscene. That is my one complaint that I've seen so far. I say that like it's not my opinion.
I would say, I don't know. I have a couple complaints. I don't want to be mean to the game. It's great. I liked Gold better because everything was voiced.
Yeah.
And here, it's just like sometimes things are voiced and sometimes they aren't. And it's just like, really?
We gotta be spotty. It's like when you're playing a Persona 5 game and everything's fully voiced until you get to the point where not everything is fully voiced and you go, oh.
I know. It's
I
just
wanted-
such a shame.
I wanted fully voiced lines for every single line of dialogue. How could
They
this
were
happen?
there recording. Why couldn't they just record the whole thing?
I know.
The cutscenes were so beautiful.
Would you rather have them have spotty new dialogue or completely old reusal of dialogue the entire time?
I'm not sure.
Because the second case would be what Mario and Luigi, the Superstar Saga remakes in the Bowser's Inside Story 1 went through, where it got rid of a lot of the custom voice lines that were really funny, like Luigi's coughing noises for just Luigi groan noises from some modern game.
When I think of Luigi coughing noises, I think of that one room in Luigi's Mansion 3 with the smoke. And Charles Martinet just sounds like he's dying in there. And it's like, whoa! Drink some water, buddy.
Then he was playing that, he started laughing when he heard Luigi coughing.
I did watch some of Vinny playing WarioWare Gold, and he also consents that it was better with full voice acting.
You mean Get It Together?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but as I was discussing with Bryce, and he found that Gold was very reliant. I say it's like rumor.
I also think that Gold is a lot easier to just jump into.
Yeah.
Because I was playing Get It Together with my friend, and it was really hard to explain how to play.
That's true. I brought Dude over. I was like, Dude, check it out. It's WarioWare. And he's like, what? What's happening? Why am
With Gold, it's just like, all right, so you can
It
either
tells you
use
what to do.
the buttons, or use the touch screen, or use the gyro.
Yeah, but
And
Bryce's
you could just jump in.
about Gold was that it was a bit too reliant on old micro games.
Well, it was supposed to be. I
A
think a lot of
collection.
people don't realize this. It's that it was meant to be like an anniversary collection.
Anniversary?
Well, I don't know about anniversary, but it was meant to be like a celebration of the series before moving on.
It's like Kirby Star Allies, a big celebration of the Kirby 2D. But I think the 3DS one,
like a swan song to the 3DS, basically.
I guess so. I mean, I loved Gold because it was just the 3DS is just the best system for all of the gameplay versions we've played. They even got some Smooth Moves games from Into the Twist sections.
So good.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the Switch one. I'm happy that it didn't exclude Switch Lite users by going, sorry, you have to have the motion controls. It didn't.
There's an interesting video that talks about how WarioWare, back in its heyday, used to be kind of like a tech demo for systems.
Oh yeah,
because
it came out early.
Yeah, it came out early, and it showed people like what kind of things they could do with the system. And I think Get It Together is kind of harkening back to that, because it's showing like you don't need the motion controls on the Switch to do it.
You can just have some MASH mini games and they'll be crazy. I do think I am a big fan though of that we can pick the characters from the WarioWare series, because I've got a special place in my heart for all of the WarioWare characters.
Me too. I love them all.
Most people go nuts for Ashley, but they'll ask me like, "What's your favorite?" And I'm like, "I don't know.
Orbulon.
I love all of them. Why do you like Orbulon?"
I love Orbulon and his hammies.
I'm gonna create a little category of characters Peach
also
likes.
He is so OP.
We'll put Orbulon, Max from Sam and Max. Who else should go into this category?
I would put Max and Sam together.
They have to go together.
They have to go together. Kamek from Mario.
Kamek. It's just the question mark category of these are your favorites. Okay.
People I like, I guess.
Sure, why not? But I've heard lots of discussion about who's the most OP. The tensions on 5 volts. Oh, you did? I have not done so. I've heard tell
5 volt can either be the best character because she's completely breaks minigames, or like just awful.
I think you see her in a more negative light because you suffered in the grape minigame.
But it's just the thing with some minigames is she could either break it to pieces or not do anything.
Or it's really, really hard. Like, ones that need you to move your character are a piece of cake with her. But ones where it's like you have to push an object. It's like, I gotta.
Orbulon's just great because he just can screen nuke. I've got a picture I took.
Screen nuke?
Yeah, with his beam.
Orbulon.
Orbulon. I may be a while locating Hams is risky biz.
I wonder if we said that in sync or off sync. It sounded in sync to me, but I'm not the one recording. I do think if there's one thing this game did so sad, it really wrote all the volts into a bad pile.
Well, they're interesting.
I guess so. They're all interesting.
9-Volt generally is considered the worst character, but he's not completely unplayable. In fact, so many games he's really good at. Like the one bike rotating minigame, he's really good at that one.
Bike rotating? Whose pack is that a part of? Is that a part of Jimmy T's pack?
Probably sports.
Okay. Yeah.
It's either sports or that's life.
Okay. I think Cat and Anna are also hard for people to come to terms with because they got little kangaroo legs.
The general consensus with the tier list is that the worst characters are characters that you can't control very well.
I guess so.
And then the middle characters are characters that are locked in one direction.
Okay.
And then the best characters are characters that can go anywhere.
Yeah, like Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Red.
Ashley and Orbulon. Well, Red is a locked down character.
Okay.
So then
Orbulon's also a locked down character.
Yeah, but his down is giant.
It's better.
He's basically like a more refined version of Red, which is funny because Red is one of the later characters. So.
It's true. That made sense with Cricket, where Cricket's whole thing is just he jumps and then you get Master Mantis and he's connected.
And sticks to the ceiling.
And he plays like the 6V game, where when you jump, you flip gravity.
Mm-hmm. All right, enough about Wario.
Wait, I wanted to talk about... Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah? I left the...
Ghetto?
Somebody left a
Ghetto?
comment. I saw it somewhere, which was that Puro Mario to Wario is Yoshi to Puro.
Oh, that's adorable.
And it's like, it's so true.
Ghetto?
The Wario equivalent of Puro.
You know, he's so weird to play as, but he's adorable, so I can't hate him.
He only operates at a 45-degree angle.
He can't jump, and he only operates at a 45-degree angle. So you gotta think about it.
Gotta use math. Geometry.
That's the thing with Penny, too. It's like, you gotta use your brain when you're playing as her. So, like... It's fine if you're just playing as Penny, but what a lot of these microgames want you to do is play as everybody.
Yeah,
just
shuffle.
so you don't get comfortable with just one person.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rough.
It sounds like what Gold did with Wario Interrupts, except if you have a good eye, you can actually hear what they're saying. When he tries to silence you from hearing mass,
you can hear it with your eyeballs.
Yeah. You can hear it. It's so very quiet.
It's weird not knowing how long we're recording. I can't just look over your shoulder and see
I know
that we've been talking about WarioWare
for a
keep
long
a manual time.
We'll start the manual timer now. But yeah, we've got a rough... okay, the other thing I want to talk about was... Actually, this episode does connect to WarioWare. Did you find that it connected to WarioWare for you too?
What do you mean?
I guess we'll get to it because the name of today's episode is called Life's Ruff.
Featuring Ruff Ruffman.
I wish it was featuring
I'm just
Ruff
kidding.
Ruffman, then the episode would be 10 times better in my heart.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Ruff is like a dog saying rough. It's not...
But it's also rough, as in this episode is kind of rough.
You found the episode to be rough?
Well, I do enjoy this episode.
I found it pretty darn enjoyable. It was a fun detour.
It's a very low-key episode.
It feels like, when you get manga volumes and there's always a 0.5 chapter at the very end.
That's true. Like it does feel like that. I say like the weirdest thing about this episode is that there's no Mario.
Yeah, it's the only episode which does not feature Mario, which means Luigi's the only person who's been in every single episode.
That's I think throughout the entire series, too.
Wow.
Throughout the entire series, Luigi is the only character who appears in every single episode.
Yep. I think this one's definitely weird because it's very much a side story. I just explained that earlier with the 0.5, but we don't see Mario, we don't see Toadstool, we don't see Toad. And we only see like 2 of the Koopa kids that we're not used to seeing. So,
I know.
It was very interesting. And guess who it was written by, Peach?
I wasn't paying attention.
It was written by Martha Moran.
That sounds like a name we've heard before.
It is, because for Mario 3, she's written Never Koopa Koopa, Dadzilla, Tag Team Trouble, and co-wrote Cootie Pie Rocks. And for the Super Show, she has written Plumber's Academy, Quest for Pizza, and Flatbush Koopa.
Excuse me, I got too excited there.
You lost your breath.
Like my friend at work, she was just coughing up a storm. I'm like, "You okay?" And she's like, "My allergies are just terrible."
I was feeling. I was in class and I'm like.
I feel that when I sleep on one side of my face.
Everything pools over. It's
Gross.
like a shampoo bottle. It all pools.
All right, I took a sippy sip, so it's time to duck. Eat some.
Well, first it's time to watch Luigi slowly walk into the room.
Well, he's taking his morning constitutional and ice.
I'd say it's more that
snow. What's it called?
I don't know. I don't think they ever said.
I think it's part of the ice territory. Is there an ice land in Mario 3?
I mean, it would make sense because the king's heart, it's as cold as ice.
And he's willing to sacrifice.
No! I was not referencing that, jeez. So,
how could you not reference that?
I don't know. Ice cold is what I was thinking.
That's how cold you are. I got you with my phone as liquid nitrogen.
'Cause that's how cold you are. That's what I was thinking of. Anywho, Luigi's all alone in this episode, and he has to deal with the Burgermeister Meisterburger.
It's very true. He has those big old jowls.
Yeah, and the mouth
funny thing
that goes downwards like a nutcracker mouth.
Oh man, it's always interesting to draw jowls on characters. I think recently Egad, I've drawn Egad, and he just has the biggest jowls.
Jowls. They're not exactly attractive looking.
It's just a fun thing to say.
Jowls. It rhymes with bowels.
Great. And howls. Oh!
I think it's funny though. This is the second time I've thought about Santa Claus is coming to town when it comes to this show. Was it just playing in the office while they were writing episodes?
I guess it was out.
Maybe.
Yep, there is an Iceland. Okay, it's the 6th world.
Okay. Yeah, it's an Iceland.
It's an Iceland and an Iceland.
So Luigi walks into the room to deal with the Burgermeister Meisterburger, and he is told to duck.
You turkey.
And there's a roasted duck goes flying through the window.
He has a really good throwing arm. He threw that duck and it didn't even fly off the plate.
Woo! Maybe the duck was glued onto the plate. Maybe the gravy.
I just love how Luigi immediately assumes the armadillo position. Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me! Don't hurt me!
Position. Protect the neck. So we find that the king was throwing this duck back at his serf toad, who's the only worker in this entire place.
Because everyone else walked out.
I guess so. This toad.
They're all on strike.
I called him a serf because he's
one
got
poor toad with a towel on his head.
I know. So the
Maybe
king
the
walks up
towel
to
keeps
Luigi.
him warm.
It's his only clothing.
He's got to keep the mushroom top hydrated. It gets chilly. It's got like a hot water bottle in it.
I'm having trouble understanding this.
I don't know. He's got to keep his head warm. That's where all the important toad organs are.
Like the brain. Okay.
Yeah.
So the king walks up to the Luigi and is like, what are you looking at the floor for, kid? Is it dirty? Get over here, you little ingrate. Mop the floor. And the toad surf's face, it was very Captain Underpants like.
It was.
Where he goes, it's the wiggly line.
Oh, I love it.
And they just really keep forcing this duck joke in. I'm getting sick of this duck joke.
I don't know. Every time they call someone a turkey, I just think of Muppet Show. Where they say that, or they're like, Gonzo, you're not a bird. You can't be in this bird number. And he's like, but everyone says I'm a real turkey.
So I've gotta be.
I love him.
Have we ever learned what Gonzo's species is?
He's a thing.
He's an artist.
He's a thing.
What? What does that mean?
He's a thing. He's Gonzo.
Gonzo is Gonzo.
Mm-hmm.
He's named after his own species.
Yep.
Anywho, so the king asks Luigi, "What are you doing here? You know, Luigi, this is weird. No one comes to visit me because of my strangely cold palace." And Luigi throws out the B word, Peach. He goes, "You know, King Windbag, you're being a real bully."
And he's like, "Bully? Me?
Bully? That's
I'm
impossible.
never a bully. Hey, give me my duck.
Where's the duck?" Here's my critique is that, for one, whenever people throw out bully, it always immediately gets everybody, like, not on edge, but it gets
immediately incensed. It's a very incendiary thing to say to someone.
Yeah, it's like when you say that, it's obvious that you don't want to understand them or work through them. You're very quick to point and other them.
Bully.
You're a bully.
Unless we're talking about the real bully here.
Bully Koopa.
That's Bully Koopa.
It's like, if you need to consult somebody about their attitude towards people, you gotta approach it in a different way.
Look, Luigi didn't come here to make friends. The princess sent him to tell him what's up.
He's cold.
He's cold like that palace. That's why the princess sent him and not Mario, who would have been like, "Oh, you know, King, maybe you should consider what you're saying."
He would have been too nice.
Mario would have been nice, and Luigi's like, "Hey, you're being a real jerk face."
I've had about enough of this. I've had it up to here.
You're a mean, stinky bully face, and nobody likes mean, stinky bully faces.
The mean, stinky bully face, by the way, his name is King Windbag, which...
Great name, by the way.
If that's not enough, it's like... the name makes the person, so the Windbag...
I'm pretty sure they only named him that to make a pun later.
Okay. So the king is complaining, and he's like, "Oh, the surf toad is so pathetic. Even a dog could be better." He's like, it's either he's worse than a dog or even a dog is better. And it's like, now this is an insult towards dogs, sir. Dogs are good companions.
And then the toad's like, might as well be a dog the way King Windbag treats us.
He's grumbling. And suddenly, Hip and Hop are here.
Man, Hip's hair is so big.
Because they mentioned that
Very
it's a
tall.
dog. What a Bowser of an idea!
I love that line.
Was that a joke on Wowzer to Bowser, like Bow Wow, or Bowser like Bowser Koopa?
Okay, so Bowser is an old-timey word for dogs.
Okay. How do you know this?
Like, It's once again, it's a Muppet Show thing where they call dogs Bowser. It's also from Storm Dane made a joke about it. He's like, man, you know why I still call Peach Toadstool is because that's what she was called back in the day. Same with King Koopa, but one day he got a dog's name and we all started calling him Bowser.
I think
it has to do with Bow Wow. Because they also call the dogs Bow Wows in this episode.
Okay. They have a lot of different dog names. It's funny how dog nomenclature has changed.
The specific Muppet Show episode I'm thinking about is when Annie Sue is singing the song Daddy Wouldn't Buy Me a Bow Wow.
I do not remember this song.
And they force Rolf to play the piano and work with her, and he's just like, he's cutting up, and then like the bouncer pig shows up and threatens him.
The bouncer pig.
God, it's a great episode. Honestly, I love the Muppet Show.
So Hip and Hop are planning, and also, did you notice that the frames here were so dirty? It's like whenever Hop was talking, there'd just be little squiggles all over the frame. I'm like, oh, that's where the cell starts and ends. I can tell. So dirty. So they steal the Surf's only clothes.
They murder him.
They moida him. So then the Surf comes back, and
there's a large body count in this episode.
Let's keep tally. Number one, Surf
the
Toad. So the king asks, "Don't just stand there like a lamppost. Show me the duck."
Show me the money.
So then the Surf opens the. He opens the what's it called? Platter. But he's not. Tray. The Surf is now Hip. And who is in the platter but Hop?
I just love how we saved that picture as gluttony.
I have in my notes I have all caps gluttony. He ate the whole turkey.
This scene's just great. Mostly just because of the caption.
No duck here, turkey!
So Hip and Hop start playing catch with the wand, and so they turn King Windbag into King Fleabag.
First, before they do that, did you notice in the shot of Windbag being zapped, Luigi had a massive butt?
You know, that doesn't surprise me anymore.
For how much the show thinks about Luigi's
butt. The show has an odd fascination with Luigi's posterior region.
It's the butt of all jokes.
Yeah, literally. This isn't even the only time I'll be bringing up Luigi's butt in this episode.
Jeez. So my thoughts on King Fleabag were he looks a bit like Dribble now, but he's not as buff as Dribble. Does.
I think he's supposed to look like a boxer or a Malamute. I'm not that good with dog breeds.
I'm no good with dog breeds either. The only dog breeds I know are Husky,
Pomeranian.
Pug, Pomeranian,
Shiba, Chow Chow.
Yeah, Shiba Inu. Those are great. Labradors, beagles. Terriers. I love me some beagles. There's so many terriers. There's the conspiracy of terriers. Refer to the Every Little Thing episode about terriers winning too many dog competitions. Wiener dogs, dachshunds, Dalmatians. Those are fun dogs. See, we know dog breeds. We just don't know.
There's just a lot of them.
Mixed
and honestly, they could be mutts. We just don't know.
I found
but now that pesky plumber's gonna be
Little Lamb.
Can you put up that picture?
I'll see if I can find it. It's one of my favorites. It's from old annotated captures, which, by the way, I'm so sad that YouTube annotations are gone because you know how much fun it would be to rewatch these episodes with layers of annotations.
So back in the day, Hip says the line, and that pesky plumber's... Well, Hop says the line, that pesky plumber's gonna be...
Yeah.
And then
then
it's just a
Luigi
series of
screaming.
annotations.
Of Luigi going, a dog, a poodle, a really bad game, a woman, a mom, a this. And the only one Hip is saying is Little Ann.
What does he turn him into? I forgot to write it down.
He turns him into a dog, and I found this
It
dog
makes
version
some
of
fun about
Luigi to be a bit sad. He would
He's
not look
kinda
like
like
a
a
gray
sheepdog.
dog. I didn't think Luigi would be a sheepdog. He should look like Pretzel.
I don't know.
Do
Are
you
they
need the
trying?
picture of Pretzel again so I can show
I
you
know
what Pretzel looks
Pretzel looks like.
Okay, good.
Are they trying to subliminally insinuate that Luigi is a dog person and Mario is a cat person?
What? I mean,
Maybe that's why Mario's not in this episode, because it's about dogs.
I don't. Is
And Luigi
anybody
has a
in
pet
the Mario
dog.
series a
And in the
a
Mario
cat
series,
person?
well, they all turn into cats.
Well, that's
And there's
everybody.
cats all over the place, and Bowser's a furry.
Well, that's also the cats like Mario because he is a cat
Yeah.
and Bowser's a furry. But who would have cats?
Me.
I feel like Mario, us, obviously. But in the Mario universe, who would have cats? Because I feel like Mario and Luigi would both be dog people. Wario's got his odd love of chickens,
That's adorable.
while Luigi is a plant person,
Yes.
not a pet person. I don't know, maybe Peach has some royal cats
Maybe.
knocking about.
I think Bowser just likes animals.
He'll take anything.
Bowser adopts everybody.
Everyone is under his leash. So, yeah, Luigi's looking like a gray sheepdog. I'd say that's the closest match. And so they go, and so Hip and Hop just giggle and run away. So
And we get our. I think this is our earliest
yeah,
moment of song
it's
time.
song time already. And boy, do I not like this song.
It's a dog's life.
Bark,
It's
bark.
Bark, bark.
It's dog's life.
I'm gonna get a bow wow wow.
Is it weird that this song made me think of "It's a Hard Knock Life" from
It does.
from Annie?
It's a dog's life. Rough, rough, rough.
Rough, rough. It's a dog's life. Rough, rough, rough. Every day we rough, rough, rough. I don't remember the words to the song. It's a rough life. Rough. I don't remember them. Listen, I've never
Alrighty then.
seen Anne. I've never seen any version of it. Have you?
Yes, I have seen Annie the musical.
Okay. I don't know.
The
it's just-
movie and a live version.
Okay, I haven't seen any version of Annie. It reminds me, what was it? In class, our teacher was like, who here has not watched any Star Wars media whatsoever? And somebody did raise their hand, and he was like, how? I don't mean to
That's
discriminate
true, it's just
against you, but
everywhere
like,
now.
how? It's such a thing. I'm like, I was forced to watch episodes 4 through 7. And
I
of
like
my
the
own
first one.
and of my own volition, I watched the cartoon from the Christmas special because the cartoon is pretty darn fun.
I have been vaguely interested in the anime Star Wars that's coming.
The anime? Is it the Clone Wars?
So it's kind of like the Animatrix, but with Star Wars.
Oh, it's an anthology
know what I-
series.
Yeah,
That can be interesting.
it looked interesting, and I'm like, I don't care for Star Wars, but
That's the other thing.
Cool. They
I
got some
don't like
high-profile
Star
people
Wars
to work on it.
because it stole my birthday.
I don't like it because everybody's just trying to shove it down my throat.
They think it's. I say they. Who is they?
That and because I'm a nerd, everybody's like, "Oh, you like Star Wars?
You must
It's like,
love it. It's like a
no.
requirement. It's like, oh yeah, like anime. What's your thoughts on Sailor Moon? I'm like, well, I do enjoy Sailor Moon, but it's
I
not
love
my
Sailor Moon,
favorite.
but it's not my favorite. I think
Oh,
Precure is the
Precure.
better version.
Anywho, we're talking about other things because this song is very annoying. They get
It's very
everyone to bark. They get all of the singers to just scrange out their lines.
I don't know. It's basically just Luigi and
Oh.
Windbag getting used to their dog legs while Hip and Hap run around.
This is sad. The king like tumbles down the stairs. And they
Just
play
reminds
it
me
for
of
laughs. And I'm like,
those
this is
sad
just
dog
sad.
videos.
It's not even like funny cringe where you laugh and go, ha ha ha. It's like, oh,
Poor
shame.
Puppo.
And Luigi's
I mean,
attention.
the Koopalings just blast Luigi in the face one
They
time.
do. They just zap him with electricity. Luigi's
so
attention
harsh.
keeping skills are like the dog from Up, where they just point and he looks over.
Squirrel.
What? Also, this is the first time we've seen a Lakitu.
There was
I
a
think.
Lakitu?
Yeah. How do you not remember this? A Lakitu.
I thought it was a Patooey. I might have been like zoning out during this song.
I think you were very zoning out because it was a Lakitu. He had the little goggles and everything, and he throws a Spiny at Luigi, and then the Spiny attacks Luigi's butt. How do you not remember this?
Oh man, I was just snoozing.
Did you not love this episode?
No, I don't like this part. It's really slow.
Okay. But thankfully, song time is over. The consensus is Hip and Hop get away. Luigi and Windbag follow. And they are now in Miami, Florida. I have no idea if this is actually what Miami looks like or not.
I love how Luigi immediately notices that it's Miami, though.
He's like, look at the palm trees. It's got to be Miami.
Oh, it was a Lakitu. Okay.
Are you looking back now?
Sorry. Oh, there's a palm tree. We must be in Miami.
Like, there's no other cities in Florida.
Florida.
So they're in the middle of a street and a storm drain, and they're like, "Oh, this is weird."
Sam Max quote.
What is the Sam Max
Alligators
quote?
don't come from sewers. They come from Florida. Florida.
Wow! So a crazy convertible car comes driving by with a patio canopy, and Hip and Hop are already hitching a ride.
It looks like one of those like studio tour golf caddies.
I realized that later. It's a shuttle bus where you don't write it for real. I was like, what is this? You
write it to tour.
Yeah, you write it to tour. But also, okay. So Hip and Hop are on the back of this. I am just losing my place.
Basically, they steal some hats from some ladies to jump into this buffet.
Okay, before then, it's that Hop was gonna start the sentence, but he let Hip do it instead, because their mouths both start moving when they start talking, and then suddenly Hop stops moving his mouth. Like, oh,
look,
no, you
they
go ahead.
practice talking together as much as they can, but sometimes they gotta like go.
Okay,
sorry.
And also, they reveal their mission statement of the episode, which is
King
we
Dad
were specifically
wants us to cause some trouble.
required to cause trouble to Luigi. To Luigi. We don't care about causing trouble to Mario. None of the others.
We're not going to take advantage of Luigi being here in the real world. Nah, we just wanted to cause some trouble for Luigi.
We just wanted to torment him. He's fun to tease.
If this show was more like advanced
games
or whatever, it would be really interesting.
Well thought out.
Yes. It would be interesting if they did something like they did with Phineas and Ferb, where half of the episode was from Luigi's perspective and half of it was from Mario's perspective back in the Mushroom Kingdom.
You mean having a part A and a part B? Or like the Phineas and Ferb episode with the tree sap?
That one.
I really like that tree sap episode.
Like, it'd be cool if, like, we had the whole thing with Luigi, and he gets back to the Mushroom Kingdom, and like we see Mario,
like,
and
things
he's like,
crazy.
Oh,
it was a rough day.
Oh, I also had a rough day.
I think there was an Odd Squad episode like that too, where each person has a crazy day.
The second half of the episode would be the other person's day.
That is exactly an Odd Squad episode. It's the one where Olympia goes into math sanity because she's thinking about how to divide numbers infinitely, and they're like, Olympia, stop it!
And it would make sense because the only people we see from the Mushroom Kingdom in this episode are Hip, Hop, and Luigi.
So everyone else would be busy.
Mm-hmm.
That would be a fun episode. Too bad they wrote all these episodes independently from each other.
Yeah.
That's the true problem.
There is a connecting thread between these two episodes, but we'll get to that in a second.
Okay, so Luigi and Windbag catch up to Hip and Hop.
And so Luigi goes, I wonder where Hip and Hop oh, there they are.
Oh, they're right there. And they're like, we're gonna run after them. And the king goes, I'm a king. I don't run. And it's like, Your Majesty, you've been running this entire time. Why is it now?
And he doesn't even like pant or something when they get up there. It's like I expected him to be tired or something.
Out of shape.
Oh no, he's just fine.
No. So, yes, Hip and Hop, they do
Luigi
their
doesn't
second
even acknowledge it.
I know. So Hip and Hop do their second disguise stealing moment in the episode. They steal these hats. How do you not notice a hat being taken from your head?
Like they didn't look back or anything.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't actually people. Maybe they were mannequins.
Trying to promote the busing industry. Look how popular we are.
Oh, this bus is so popular.
So
they were just delivering the mannequins.
So they run into the hotel, and you know what it smells like?
Trouble?
No, it smells like chow time. There you go.
But they don't eat any of the food. They just throw it at people.
Chowing time. Well, maybe they just mean it smells like lunchtime, and lunchtime means food fight time.
They have no manners.
They have no manners. So, also, this old lady in a blue convertible drives up to the... I would not be surprised. You know what? Maybe the bellboy on the side is also a cardboard figure, because they never move.
The old lady reminds me of Granny from Looney Tunes.
So Luigi mentions that they'll never. So the king's about to walk in through the front door, and Luigi's like, "No, they'll never let mutts in here." And I'm like, "This just sounds." I don't know if that phrase would fly by.
I know this whole episode is an allegory, but geez,
geez. So they jump in through a window, and they are immediately attacked by the cream of wheat. I think the old lady is.
Oh, poor old lady.
And my note here is this old lady really does have old lady proportions.
Nice. She's got that junk in the trunk.
It's the sag.
The sag. That
is the true sadness of getting old. The sag.
Honestly, this whole scene reminds me of the Lilo and Stitch scene where it's after Cobra Bubbles leaves and Nani is chasing Lilo around the house and she's just screaming bloody murder.
Oh, God.
Because like Luigi jumps in and he's like, all right, you Kooplings are gonna get it, and they just scream.
Oh, you mean, oh, right. It's okay. I was needing the context. It's when Nani finally pries all the nails out of the door, right?
Well, it's after Cobra Bubbles leaves, and she's gonna go yell at Lilo for cutting up while the social worker's there. And
right.
She screams and runs around the house, and they eventually catch her in the washing machine.
Okay.
I love that scene.
I mean, that whole movie's pretty darn
When
great.
she jumps out of the bin, she hisses.
Then you bap her. You spray her with a water can.
Lilo!
Stop it, Lilo! So,
I mean, Luigi's really going at him.
So yeah.
Oh, also
they're ready
things
to
that
murder.
Things that are going on. They jump into a lobster tank, a la Venom.
Yeah. It was a lobster bowl, but at this big chow time feast, they're eating lobsters, bread,
that are
mashed
alive.
potato.
The lobsters are alive.
Hard-boiled eggs and a whole duck.
Duck.
They've got it all. Duck.
I want turkey.
The duck came back. So King Windbag, he missed, and he lands into the lobsters.
Oh my God.
So for some reason, I've written down this note that Luigi and Windbag can understand each other when they're talking to each other, but I think we hear from the outside perspective what Luigi sounds like, and they're just barking. And it's like, huh.
So are they speaking like a dog language to each other?
I think it's like Isle of Dogs, where the dog barks have been translated to English.
Mm-hmm. For
But-
our viewing pleasure.
Yes. So we send in the dog catcher, and immediately
Man, he showed
dog
up in record time.
so fast. He's just in the
He was
area,
just waiting.
and he goes to somebody call for a
smelled
dog
those
catcher.
dogs.
'Cause I'm ready. I'm here.
I'm curious if he's voiced by Mario's voice actor.
You think he's voiced by Walker Boone?
Either Walker Boone or whoever does Bully.
Okay.
Because I could hear a little bit of both in him.
I'll check the notes.
Not
I
sure.
hope they have this on IMDb.
I don't
IMDb
even
is some
know if they
facts
voice
wrong.
credited it.
So Luigi and King Windbag, they escape going down the slide, onto the raft, and then onto the cactus.
That's so harsh.
It's so mean. So then the dog catcher's about to catch one of them, and they go, "Here, take this.
Take this
Here,
lobster instead.
Here, take this lobster. Thanks."
Although he's immediately caught anyway, so
I know the lobster
Luigi makes some
diversion.
good headway. Like he almost makes it to the Kooplings before he gets captured.
He knows how to book it.
He's good. He's good at being a dog.
So
Maybe it's wearing that Tanuki suit.
So the reason that Hip and Hop get away is that the 6-year-olds are now they've stolen a car. They're driving a car.
I was surprised they didn't immediately crash the car as soon as they jumped into it.
Ah.
I guess they have a history of stealing cars.
Well, okay. Okay, so I'm looking up the
Apparently
IMDb.
driving cars is high on Hip and Hop's and on Bowser's priority list for teaching the kids next to crime.
When you do crime, you need to drive the car.
They gotta drive the getaway car.
So they're driving away, and they start fiddling with the radio, and it's like, the Kennedy space station is unleashing a rocket today.
Which I was all prepared to be like, that's in Alabama, but no, the Kennedy space station is in Florida.
They did do their research.
The NASA headquarters is in Alabama.
Yeah. So the kids are like, yeah, now it's time for space crimes.
Space.
And
It's just a little kid thing to be
and
like,
I wondered,
space!
how did their feet reach the pedals?
Maybe they just threw a rock on it.
No, it shows the foot pushing the gas.
Maybe they were doing like a
double team?
A totem pole. Like
I'm
one of
pretty
them's working
sure-
the pedals and one of them's driving.
I'm pretty sure that was not the case.
I don't know.
There's no
I don't
logical explanation
know.
for this, Peach.
There's no logic. We're going to the Florida State Poochitentiary.
Yes, from 1868.
That's the connecting thread between these two episodes. We go to jail.
We're going to jail. Jail for dogs, also known as
The Poochitentiary.
Yeah.
Leaping Labradors.
So, hold on, that's a bit later. First, the king asserts his dominance in the prison right away, which if you ever know prison life, that's the first thing you do in prison. It's true. Assert your dominance in the prison. Don't let people walk all over you. Don't be a doormat. That's how you get taken advantage of. So Luigi's like, come on, king. Everyone's got rights, dog. We're on the same level. We're all dogs in here. You're no better than the others.
I just like how he goes, why don't you say please? And then he lets out a series of barks and then goes, please? And the dogs go, yeah, okay.
He said
Okay.
please. Also, King Windbag calls the dogs shiftless curs.
That's such a good insult.
But leaping Labradors, Peach! Luigi's losing his pasta puns! They're turning into dog puns!
I'll make one exception for this episode.
Yeah.
Just one.
Just this once.
We better get more pasta puns in this episode.
So Luigi's like, why don't you actually use your brain, King, and let's think. Like, let's make a pyramid, and I can climb up there. And
Let's make a dog pile.
Let's make a dog pile. You be at the bottom.
Because you need to be punished.
And he goes, okay.
Okay.
So I think one of them sneezes.
Well, it's
And
that
Luigi-
one of them like throws his tail in King Windbag's face.
Okay.
And to his credit, he tries to hold out as long as he can before he
Yeah.
sneezes. But
Then
Luigi
he
does
sneezes.
make it up to the grate.
He goes, what a dog pile. And in a minute, we'll blow this dog house. Luigi.
You know what?
Freezing.
When
Praising Luigi,
Oh my God.
please.
Oh jeez.
So I also noticed
Oliver
that-
the dog catcher is immediately asleep.
Yeah, he was so excited that somebody
He did
called
his
him.
duty.
He was staying up all night waiting for a call. And now
They
that he
make
took
these
it,
dog catchers so harsh in these animated movies.
I know. And also the Pucciatenery is such gross conditions. Like there's mold in the corner. It's
Oh,
just
jeez.
gross. So he's
Well, it
watching
is
TV.
Florida.
And it is very convenient. He's watching the TV.
I think Florida is called the armpit of the South.
Well, that's just sad. What's Mississippi called then?
I don't know.
Because it's all flooded. We're thinking about this, but we're not coming up with anything. Anywho, Peach, there's breaking news.
Breaking news!
Children are
we're
driving a
colorblind.
car, and they're killing people. There's a
So the
reporter-
body count is now one
3.
toad and 2 cars.
Well, it's 1 toad, 2 cars, and 2 reporters. Because
They run over the reporters.
they've run over the caravan and the
To
reporter.
be fair, that reporter was going down anyway, because they're like, oh, we're being chased by a red sports car, and then they immediately get run over by a blue sports car.
They were chasing the wrong sports car. So Luigi's like, yeesh, hip and hop. They must be up to something crazy. Better go and get them. And then Luigi's hanging on a lamp or something, and then the lamp cord breaks. And he lands on the dog catcher, and the dog catcher's like, what's that? What's going on?
Was that?
What's that? So I think
So then Luigi lands butt first on the control panel, which
He lands on the exact right buttons.
which immediately releases all the buttons. It's
Release
like
the hounds!
It's like who let the dogs out? It's Luigi.
Ooh, let the dogs out.
It's just like the
Woof, woof.
boo release switch in Luigi's Mission 2.
It's such a big button. Are we gonna press the boo release switch? No, we're gonna press the smaller one. So as the dogs are running through, I noticed in the set design there were some books with dog bookends to like hold
That's
the
cute.
books up. And I was like, that's a nice touch. They thought a little
What's
bit.
not a nice touch is the sea of dog clones. that
Yes.
escapes.
Listen, he did not spay or neuter the dogs. He just catches the dogs.
They're breeding like rabbits.
Oh no! So
We got a
Luigi's,
TNR in here.
we need them! So Luigi's now gonna get whipped by the dog owner. I'm like, bad touch, bad touch. This man's giving off bad touch vibes when he's trying to
So
recap
not
the
only
dog.
did the dogs escape the Pucciatenery, they also steal his car.
My truck! The mutt stole my truck!
He's looking so beat up. It's like, dang.
Well, listen, if he's the dogs are treating him how he treated the dogs.
Like trash.
Like trash. So somehow Luigi and King Windbag, they might
Make
hear
it-
tale that they're going to the Space Center, but they go to the Space Center and Luigi's sad because he can't do his high jump anymore.
But don't worry, we're dogs, so we can dig a ton of.
The King's taking really well to being a dog.
Yeah. Well, I think after having to be the bottom of the
He
dog
ate his
pile.
humble pie, and he's
Oh, I just thought of a horrible joke.
no. What I was thinking was whenever I think of dogs,
He's
digging?
learned how to be.
No, stop it. I think of Okami in the digging minigame.
Oh my gosh.
Whenever I think of a canine digging,
The one where you have to run away from Mama Turnip.
Maybe?
She's
Oh, and you have to
threatening
dig
to
up
beat
the
you
turnips.
for
I was
digging up the
thinking of when you
turnips.
have to excavate with the people who
Gee.
walk at a snail's pace.
They're so horrible. Those minigames
So
are awful.
slow.
I
But
did 100% that game.
the astronauts, they're walking through to take the elevator up and board their spacecraft.
And it's time to add 2 more spacemen to our body count.
We murdered 2. I do not think astronauts would be this easy to take out.
They
First
just
of all,
flop over.
astronauts are pretty darn trained good people. They have serious aviation training before you go into spatial aviation training. 2, there is so much like monitoring and safety stuff going on here. You don't let 8 astronauts unattended go up to the space station.
I don't know. There's no logic involved. We just murdered 2 spacemen.
And we steal their clothes. So now they're naked on the side of the road.
And then Hip and Hop are just gonna noodle on into the space station and nobody's gonna say anything.
Hip and Hop just think that taking other people's clothes is 100% disguise, even though they're so tiny and
I
they're
love
just
how tiny they are.
teetering through. So Luigi
I
and
love
King
this
Win-
next line. So
they-
Luigi goes, "Man, if that isn't Hip and Hop, then my name is Fido." And then the dog catcher immediately goes, "Freeze, Fido!"
I've got you.
I've got
Also,
you now.
Luigi and King Windbag tunnel through the concrete. A closet made of steel. So the dog catcher, I think it was supposed to be a lasso, but
It's a noose.
it looked like a noose.
He's gonna add 2 more dogs to this body count.
My goodness. So thankfully, Luigi King Windbag,
So he
quick
threatens them
thinking.
to 200 years to life, whichever comes last.
What?
Well, when he's swinging the noose around, he's like, "All right,
Okay.
you're going back to the prison, 200 years or for life, whichever comes last."
Okay. Like, I'm gonna keep your body decomposing for 200 years. Jeez. So they tied the dog catcher up. And also the astronauts are not even reacting when 2 of their teammates suddenly disappear and
Turn
place
into small children and then
very
disappear
small
again.
people.
Then are attacked by dogs.
Yes, the dogs completely assaulted them.
Luigi's really...
It was an ambush. Luigi's out for blood. Maybe he's taking this dog brain more than we think.
His dog instincts are taking over. We gotta turn him back into people soon.
They do. And also, do dogs have thumbs? Because how did Luigi throw the wand back to King Windbag?
Maybe he caught it in between his paw pads.
It doesn't. Maybe that they're weird dogs, so they got thumbs. I'm trying to play
I
logic
don't
where there is
know.
one.
Whatever.
So the king gets back his wand.
He's just so
He
happy
is
to
so
have
happy.
his wand.
He has turned into the nice wizard from Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yes.
Oh,
So he has a 4-step plan.
first things first.
Well, I guess
Everybody-
a 5-step plan.
first things first. Everybody go to sleep.
It's nap time.
Everybody go to sleep. No matter that there's a giant, dangerous rocket taking off. Everybody go to sleep.
Everybody is sleeping.
And also turn us
Oh my
back into
God.
humans at the exact same time with the same casting spell.
Sure, whatever. So Luigi starts laughing in a weird loop.
He
then.
does. And also the king is happy because there are no more fleas. How did he get fleas that fast?
Although he's
I'm
a
now
little
realizing that he probably got the fleas from the Puccianieri. Yes.
Yes.
So
I doubt they watch
So
those
Luigi
dogs.
is so he's laughing to himself, and the kids start getting away, and Luigi's had enough. He grabs these 2 kids by the
He's like,
scruff.
nope, you turned me into a dog. You kids are going home.
So the next thing to do,
So step 3 is to
make a hole.
put the Koopalings back in the
Throw
Koopa
them in
castle
the
with the hole.
hole.
They went down the hole. Then step 4 is to turn the dog catcher into a very ugly poodle for
A
5
pathetic
seconds to teach him
shaved
what it's
poodle.
like to be a
Yes.
dog.
So he can know the pains of being a dog.
It looks kind of like one of those frou-frous.
Well, that's the thing. He's a
Fur-frous?
pathetic shaved poodle. I think that's what they're going for. It's like when you shave a sheep
guess.
and they just look so sad.
They just look so sad and
Sad,
cold
cold, naked.
when they're freshly peeled sheeps.
Did I show you the video of peeling the sheeps?
Yes, they were very
Okay,
peeled.
I mean, there's some things in life.
I like watching it at
There are
fast
some
speed.
things in life where, do you know, on Tumblr there are those ASMR boards where they'll assign them to certain
It
characters.
is very
And
satisfying
it is like
to
it's
watch.
like people frosting things, cutting through jellies, and
Mhm.
it's like it's so fun to watch something be. It's like wood shaving,
Yes.
sheep shearing. It's so much fun. Shout out to Drew from the House of Mario, who shears sheep for a living. Anywho,
Freshly peeled sheepies.
sheepies. So he goes, never mind. You're not going to be a dog anymore. I'm going to turn you back into a human. And also, everybody wake
So our
up.
final step is everybody wake up and we're gonna leave.
Bye bye. And also, the dog catcher now has a dog's brain because he's super flexible and he scratches the back of his head with his foot.
He's like, I had the weirdest dream.
That was a dog.
Oh, did you ever pull up who his voice actor was? Because it sounded like
Okay,
Walker
I
Boomer.
have a couple, and some people are listed as additional voices, but they aren't given names, so there's no telling.
Mm,
It could have been anyone in the studio.
I'm gonna say it's
Alright.
Walker Boone. Whatever. Maybe it's both of them. Who
So
knows?
they go back, and the surf toad turns out he was not murdered, so we can take one.
Now he's getting
But he's
served.
getting served, and he's so scared. And he's like, "You get the duck now," and he's like, "Oh."
And the
And
turkey.
some
Oh,
peas
okay.
and mashed
And
potatoes.
some mashed potatoes. What's that about mashed
and the
potatoes?
peas. And he's so it
Time
is
to
truly
wink.
such a Santa Claus is coming to town turnaround. He's gone from complete evil.
I just love how the episode ends with the Luigi looking on like,
You know why? Because Luigi's a good
Yeah.
influence on the world.
He's very knowing.
He
Oh, I love
he
Luigi.
he has it
But
going.
that brings us into the end of
Yay!
this episode. Yay, it's over.
I found this one to be pretty darn enjoyable.
It's a very pleasant episode.
Yeah.
I just love Luigi. I'm sure it comes as no surprise. He is absolutely
He's
the MVP of
absolutely the
this
most
episode.
valuable paisano.
I did enjoy King Windbag and the twins are very cute, but this is totally
This
Luigi's
is Luigi's
episode.
time to shine. Oh, giggling because I hiccuped. Jeez.
Perhaps.
So, anyways, that is it for our episode. Peach, where can people find you?
You can find me at peachsupremeart.tumblr.com.
.tom?
.com.
.com. And
Yeah,
also, Peach
.com.
should be uploading pretty darn regularly, because you know what time it is?
It's Inktober time.
It's October, meaning it's not time to draw coral.
I'm sorry.
Please draw coral before the month
I fell asleep
ends.
last night.
You said you were gonna do it.
Look,
Yeah.
I drew my little sketch.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Uh-huh. That is a fun inside.
Perhaps I also drew a little papaya, but not too much. Look, I'm trying to get my mojo
My
going.
patience is weighing thin.
All right, whatever. It's not like you're commissioning me
Do
or
I
anything.
have to start putting money?
No. Do not do that.
Do you take commissions, Peach?
I don't know. No one's ever asked me to do a commission before. I don't even know what I would charge.
Okay.
I'm kind of busy right now,
Okay.
so I get the current answer is no.
No?
But maybe
No with a question mark?
I consider it.
If you ask politely.
If you ask me to draw something I like.
And you can find me at delfinodurians.tumblr.com. Our podcast goes up on Mondays on YouTube, and it goes up on Wednesdays on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Audible/Amazon Music. Woo!
Ooh. I've been listening to it more while I've been playing Pokemon
Oh,
Go more.
okay.
ever since I updated my phone and it actually stopped crashing.
Your phone is. I'm sorry, Peach, but we need to think
know.
about a different phone.
I know. I heard you bought these headphones.
It's too.
Speaking of wonderful audio.
Yeah. Our outro is composed by Taylor Lair. You can find more of their music at tlair.bandcamp.com. That is T, the letter T, LARE.bandcamp.com. Taylor's also a part of a music compilation.
Ooh,
Shoot,
fancy.
they mentioned it somewhere. I can't find it. But they're going to be a part of a compilation series.
You should totally check
Go
them
for
out.
Taylor. And that's it for us.
I'm very sleepy.
I'm sleepy too.
Thank you for listening to the first episode where you can probably tell the difference between our voices.
Yes, and also that there's a long pause between us talking. Because that's just what happens.
I can't look over and see you.
I know.
That's just the way the meatball bounces.
I know. It's just the way the spaghetti tumbles. Paisani, paisanis.
Dog joke.
If that isn't hip and hop, my name is Fido.
Freeze, Fido! You're going back to the doghouse. 200 years to life, whichever comes last.